Welcome everybody. I want to take the time to talk. First I want to give the honor to the Most High Yah, who is just so good, so merciful, and to his darling son Yeshua Yahamashiach, who paid the price. Talk about today a dream that I had, and this dream is worrying me so much that I just have to talk about it. And in this dream, it was a normal day. You know, I went to sleep, and for some reason, you know, it takes me so long to go to sleep at night sometimes, but just so happened this particular day that looked like as soon as I hit the pillow, I was asleep. So while I was in sleep, I began to start this dream that I had. So in this dream, I woke up in the dream, and I got up and proceeded to look out my door. I do this every morning. You know, sometimes I do just to see what the weather would be like for the day, you know. And if it's too hot, I know what to wear for that day. And if it's cold or whatever, you know, however the weather may be, I know exactly what to wear. So it fit like just a regular day. And I felt like I wasn't even asleep, like I was awoke. So I went outside my door and I began to look towards the west. When I looked towards the west, I seen a ball. It was like a round ball. And as the ball got closer, started illuminating, like there was a light that was coming from this ball. So the ball, it started to get so close to me that it was right above my head. And when I looked into the ball, it opened up into a city. Now, not so much a ball, but like an opening in the atmosphere. When I looked into that, it was a city, and the city was absolutely beautiful. And there were people, and the people were dressed in a royal attire, and they had their heads were covered in jewels around them, in purple and royal colors. And they were cheering, and they were, yes, and they were so happy. And there was a certain lady in this ball, and she looked at me. When she looked at me, I began to hover above my house. And I came to the opening of this atmosphere opening, and she handed me a goblet, which is like a royal cup, right, that kings drink from. But in the midst of me being taken up, I got afraid. I didn't know if I was in a dream, or I thought this was real, and I got so afraid that I fell. And when I fell, I landed on my porch. And I ran through the door, and I called for my husband. I was like, come see this. And we started running towards the back of the house. And in my room, I have like a door, a double door that can go into the yard. And when we went into the back of the house seemed to move as though it was crushing. And when I got to the back of the house, we went through the door, and I was in a totally different place. I wasn't in my backyard anymore. So I came to this place where, as though there was a building, maybe a 3-story building, apartment complex, and there were people standing all around this apartment complex, like they were waiting for some event, looked like happened, and everybody was outside, like there was no lights or something. And I began to see angels flying around and picking people up. And as fast as they were picking them up, they were going shoo. But this wasn't no ordinary angels. We think of angels as, people with wings and this and that. But these angels didn't have wings. They were dressed in black and white shirts and black pants. And one of the angels, when I looked at him, he was a black man. And he looked at me and he said, "I'm coming for you next." And as he said that, he shot off in the sky. So me and my husband, we began to look. And as that angel shot up in the sky, 3 angels appeared, 3 more. But they were in battle attire. It kind of looked like they were in like the 300. You know the movie The 300s with the red cape and the thing over their face as though in the sword. They look, and the gold around the feet. They appeared and I began to hover. And as they took me up into the sky, they took me to a place. And this place were like, storm doors, like in a basement. But this was like storm doors on top of like a water, that water thing that's way up in the sky, like it like have Gretna on it and stuff, and it holds so much water for the city. But this one went deep into the earth, and that was the opening, like a storm gate. So one of the angels, we hovered over, and one stayed with me. 2 went to the gate. 1 tore the gate open, the door opened, and the other one went in. Now this door that was on the storm gate that was over this this door, it was black and rusty. So when he tore that gate open and 1 went in, about a few minutes passed, and I'm not gonna say a few minutes because I don't know the time, and the dream things is like it seems like forever, but it's only a minute, And I began to hear screaming and roaring, and then I began to hear like beating, like fighting, screaming. And I looked, they had 1 angel standing, hovering above the door. 1 went in, and I'm standing with the other one, right? And one of the angels began to scream, "Stand down." And then I heard like a boom. And then I seen one of the angels came up out of that hole and with the storm gates, and he had a chain in his hand, and he went up. And as he went up, I seen the devil chained and bound, and he went up also, right? And then the other angel came up out of that hole, and then the other angel that hovered above, he proceeded behind, and then the other one, and then I landed right back in front of my door, right in front of my backyard. So I went in and I said, you know what, I need to tell somebody what's going on, because nobody not gonna believe. Now I'm in this dream and I'm talking. I'm thinking that I'm awoke. And I went to my kitchen and I saw my mom sitting there, and I said, Mom, something happened. I began to proceed telling her about what had happened, and she started laughing at me. So I said, you know what, I'm going to tell my brother. So as I was talking to her, he walked through the door, and I proceeded to tell him what was going on, and he proceeded to laugh at me also. So I said, look outside my door. That's where I saw the entrance into that kingdom. The atmosphere had opened up. And he said, I just come out of there. I didn't see anything, because he came through the door, the front door. So I grabbed his hand and I walked outside the door. And when we walked out that door, they had thousands of angels in armor preparing for war. And so me and him, we ran outside the door and we began to follow the troops. And then we came upon a building. And this building had windows all around. It was like a steeple, but it had windows all around it. And it wasn't a church. It was like a government building or something. So we looked inside the windows and they had angels. Now these angels had wings, and these angels were on their knees, one knee, and you can tell they were praying and waiting for a word. And we went, and one of the angels came and said, y'all can't come in right now, it's not time. So we waited, and we waited, and then all of a sudden the angel came out, and he came to the door of this building, and me and my brother were standing at the front of the door. And he said these words: prepare for war. Go find what you can to fight and prepare for war. And we began to run, and we went in buildings, pulling out things that we could fight. We were looking for armor. And it was he said, go find silver and gold to fight with. We ran to go and find things, and we were pulling like silver stuff out of homes and stuff and preparing for war. I don't know what this dream means, but it had worried me to tell someone for months. Maybe you might know. If you have any clue, you can put it underneath the description box. That would be fine. So if you have anything, that's similar, a story or something, inbox me. Because I really want to know, the truth of this. I know we're being prepared for what is to come, and time is at hand. And Yah is coming for his people. So I appreciate y'all, and thank y'all for listening to this dream that I have. And I pray that Yah will bless and keep all of y'all, and that we all shall be found worthy when he comes. Shalom.